Hey, what's happening, guys? Mike Moo here. This is my first battery pack lithium phosphate battery pack that I'm getting for 2022, and I'm pretty excited about what Anker's doing here. I think that they have set the stage, and everyone else is going to want to follow. And here are the features that made sense to me. All right. The battery capacity is 256 watt hours. And I like what they did here in that they showed you down way in the description. Please use my link if you're interested in getting this, by the way. They give you an idea in this chart. I think more manufacturers need to do this, okay, about how many charges you can get out of this using your battery pack by itself, fully charged, and what you can do with it. So you can get 18 charges on a phone that has 11 watt hours, which is a typical smartphone these days. You can do 5 charges on a drone at 40 watt hours. If you have a laptop that's 60 watt hours, you can get 3 charges, or basically 1.5, 1.6 charges if you have a full 100 watt hour laptop battery, which is what I have on a MacBook Pro 16 M1 Max. Okay. They give you a whole bunch of ideas, so you get a real understanding, real world idea how long you can run off of it. So 256 watt hours is such that it is too big. You can't take it on a plane, not legally anyway, because it could be a danger. Anything you want to take on a plane is 100 watt hours, but that's not going to be enough for me, okay, when I'm using it in a car. Now, if you have a small car, this is perfect for you, or if you're not sure you want to be committed to get a full-on battery pack that is massive, all right, a 778 watt hour is going to be a lot bigger than a 256 watt hour unit, right? And this hits the mark. I've been looking at battery packs since the pandemic because we've had a lot of crime that's been happening out on the streets, and I'd like to have dash cams running 24/7 that's connected to a Wi-Fi, cellular connection, and 4K, etc. And those take up a lot of power. So I run them off of an auxiliary power supply. So cases like that, I've been looking at a lot of battery packs. All right. So the target for what I was doing was basically $1 per watt hour was a pretty good deal. This is cheaper than that, right? At least for the deal that's going on right now. And I have a feeling this deal is going to keep coming back, but it's under $200 for 256 watt hours. Now, this is lithium phosphate battery, which is actually what I prefer for something that I'm going to be using long term, because lithium phosphate lasts a lot longer than lithium ion. Now, the negative of lithium phosphate is that you don't have a super small battery pack out of it. Okay. Now, the size of this is decent. The dimensions here measure, and since I'm getting this later on tonight, you can expect by this weekend I'm going to have an unboxing video. It's 21.6 inches by 21.14 inches by, not inches, centimeters. It's 8.5 for the US people. It's 8.5 inches by 8.32 by 5.67. It's very reasonable. It weighs 10 pounds. Anybody can take it in and out of the car perfectly okay and perfectly fine. Now, what I really like about this is the fact that they stylished it all very well, but I like the fact that they have a capability to charge via USB-C as well. So if you don't want to bring around a power brick specifically for your battery pack, you can charge it via USB-C. And on top of that, they thought about this too. You want faster charging? You can charge through the USB-C socket, okay, and also through the included AC adapter. Now that's great. I mean, you can really fast charge this guy. This is perfect for use in cafes or outside where they don't have any power jacks for you to use. I think it's good enough for one person to use if you're going to be working on it all day. Of course, it highly depends on your laptop. Of course, if you're on a gaming laptop and you're consuming 400 watts, this isn't going to work for you, because this has an output wattage of 200 watts. So if you're using a gaming laptop, you're going to have to upgrade. But I'm not one of those people who like to even think about gaming outside at a cafe or something. Sure, if you're going to be gaming outdoors, keep in mind it's going to be a little challenging because one, you're going to have to deal with the amount of light that's coming in. And that's pretty much just going to make it very difficult to see on the screen anyways. Nonetheless, there are some people that do it. I see them doing in cafes. They like to play outside the house for whatever reason. And you can definitely do that, right? Even during this pandemic, I've been seeing some people do that. Okay, so it's got enough ports for the size. All right, it's got the USB-C yin output. It's got the two USB-A slots. Here are all the IQ technologies. This is where Anker's specialization with charging comes into play here. They integrate all that technology into this unit, and it works out right. It's got a really nice info display, shows you what's going on, at least gives you a pretty good idea. It's got decent sized power on off buttons. I like this a lot better than the small tiny ones that we're seeing in a lot of third-party power packs, so I prefer this. There's even a power saving mode. I like that. There's a switch over, right? What that is if you ever get one of these battery packs and you turn on the AC power slide switch on, you forget to turn it off because you don't remember that you didn't turn it off. Okay. And that little light indicator is really kind of hard to see during the daylight. The power saving mode, it figures out when you don't have things plugged in there and automatically puts it on standby. That's some great innovation that you don't necessarily see in a lot of other companies right now. Okay, so now note that the power saving mode, okay, it basically works by figuring out, hey, how many watts is it consuming in there? So something that consumes very little wattage, you don't want to turn to power saving mode. So they're letting you know, hey, don't use the CPAP overnight in power saving mode. That's a pretty good idea. Okay, so keep in mind that it's not for everything, but the fact that it's there is very useful so you don't come back to a drained battery. Now, there are, they don't have a specific charger set up for this yet, but it says it will be available soon, but at least they tell you what kind of male connector slots are in there. I don't know about you, when I'm out and about and I'm taking a battery pack of this size, relatively small size, I'm not necessarily bringing a solar panel to charge it up. So it makes sense. But if you wanted one, they're going to have one. And of course I have solar panels I'm going to plug in here too. Something else very useful, these lights are actually useful. I will say that a third party, another battery pack that I have has these type of broad LED strips, a lot more useful than the tiny little spotlight, which I find practically useless. It's very useful during the campground area, so you can kind of see a little bit better. I'm not sure how bright these are going to get. When I get it, I'm going to do it, put some tests into it here. And you also get a 24-month warranty. I love that. And they're able to do this because they're using lithium phosphate batteries, which, even if you use it up and have a lot of charge-discharge cycles, it's going to last a long time. So here's a good idea of what the lithium phosphate batteries do. 3,000 cycles versus 500 cycles. Okay. 500 cycles, not so great if you plan on keeping this battery pack for years and using it for many years and using it a lot. All right, 3,000 cycles is a lot better. And that's what lithium phosphate gets you, even though it does make the battery pack a little bit more bulkier. But I think this is a pretty good compromise. So we'll see how quiet it is, right? I recently got a third-party one that wants to compete with these big guys, and their fan was super loud. I had to wonder if it was a manufacturing defect, but no, it probably isn't. That's just what they're using in it. And they really need to use a better fan to cool their batteries. We'll see how quiet this is. It's definitely going to be, I feel it's going to be a little bit too loud. But if you're keeping it on the floor, it'll probably be okay. I'm just very sensitive to the sounds in my environment. And particularly if I'm recording a lot, right? You got a microphone going on and you hear the fan. It's not going to work out great. We'll see just how quiet this is. They don't have any specifications on this. We'll see. They do show someone sleeping next to it, though. So it's going to be better than this other battery pack I've been testing. Now, I'm not going to take this for camping, or if I do, it would be an auxiliary one because it only has a 200 watt maximum output. It's not going to do things like I did recently with a hot plate. Obviously, no on a toaster oven. It says no on a CPAP, but it's not suitable for using CPAP overnight, strangely enough. So you're going to have to upgrade to a bigger one. But I think this is a good compromise in terms of size and just casually keeping it in your car, taking it with you because it's under 10 pounds and under $200. So I'm going to have a full first look review over this weekend. But if you were interested in getting one, I suggest you consider this one near the top of your list and check out some of the newer Anker stuff that is coming out that has a little bit more capacity for you people who need CPAP or just more capacity on the go. Keep in mind, it's just going to be bigger and heavier. So can't have everything yet, but we're getting a lot closer this year. Okay. Check this out. The deal is about $200. Hopefully you get in on it. If not, just wait around until it comes back. I suggest you get one now before the rush comes in for the summer. All right, that's it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Catch you next one. Thanks for watching.